This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I've got Ramsey Hart back with me. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Kathy.
We are here today talking all about Build a Mountain of Food, so thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about the Table Community Food Center. You're the executive director.
I am.
And let's talk about that first. How is everything going at the food bank?
Things are good. It's busy. We've got a wide range of programs. So we operate the food bank in Perth, but we also have our after-school program running now. Our gardens are winding down for the season. Community meals are going strong, and our community navigators are busy supporting folks to access energy rebate programs or just navigate the system. So yeah, it's a busy place.
It really is. You know, I've had some guests on here before talking about some of the wonderful programs you do, and you are very busy there. Where are you located?
So we're at 190 Gore Street East. So it's sort of in the south end of town as if you were leaving town to go towards Rideau Ferry. Often use Farrell Hall as a bit of a landmark. We're a couple doors down from it.
Yeah, and you're working in Smith Falls as well.
And well, that's the other thing that's keeping me really busy for sure, is we are actively working on expanding and have secured a facility to do an expansion to Smith Falls to operate our community meals and food skills and navigation programs to the Smith Falls community.
All right, now when you say navigation programs, what is that?
So that's our community navigators that help folks get access to other resources. We've done a lot of support around housing, tenant rights. We help folks access energy rebate programs. So there's a couple of programs folks living on low incomes can access to help reduce their energy bills. So just things like that, just helping people figure out how they might be able to get ahead a little bit.
Absolutely, and the cost of living has gone up so much lately
Certainly
too.
has,
You know, well, that's where we're finding the need for the food banks right now.
Yes, so I mean, anybody I think can relate as you go grocery shopping that it is getting tighter and tighter, and we see that as well in our programs, whether it's the food bank or our fresh food box or the meals. We're buying a lot of food, and so we're seeing it as well. So ever more grateful for the community support to help us manage that.
Absolutely. So speaking of which, Build a Mountain of Food, you have it going on in Perth on November 18th.
November 18th.
That's coming up quickly.
Is it ever? Yes.
Yes, it is. It is, for sure. Let's talk about the locations you're going to be at.
Yeah, so we've got great collaboration from area retailers. So we will have folks collecting donations at Foodsmiths, Metro, Giant Tiger, and Barnaby's Independent.
Okay, and what's the day look like for a volunteer?
Well, we usually divide folks up into shifts of a couple of hours, and so really we love volunteers that are outgoing and want to engage with folks. So as people come into the store, they're smiling, handing them perhaps a flyer, telling about the Build a Mountain Day, and then grabbing donations as they come out and stacking them. And then we also need folks that are good at lifting and driving, and so that mountain of food has to be moved from the stores into our storage facility. And so we also need folks in the background just moving food and helping to sort and stack that.
That's right. And like when people are going into stores, you're going to be talking to the volunteers. We encourage people, if you can only get 1 or 2 items, that's just fine. Some locations prepare bags ahead of time to make it easy
Absolutely.
for folks.
For sure, Metro and Barnaby's do that. And yeah, that's a really easy way to do it. They are great. They work with us so that the things in the bags are items that we've requested and often at a bit of a discounted price as well. So that's a great way to go. But yeah, also you can drop a quarter, a nickel, a dime, a toonie, a fiver, or whatever you choose in our donation kettles as well. And that's a really great way to support.
Absolutely, absolutely. And events like this are so important to food banks.
They are, yeah. So we depend on food donations throughout the year. It raises a lot of awareness as well about our issues and helps people know about the food bank and the need for the food banks in the community.
That's right, that's right. You see a lot of events going on around Christmas time, Thanksgiving, but a food bank is important all year round.
Absolutely, yeah, and we run throughout the year, and numbers fluctuate a bit, often dips a little bit in the summertime, but yeah, we're helping hundreds of people every month to access healthy foods, and so this will set us up. We typically Build a Mountain covers us in terms of food donations sort of through till the spring, till March, and then we are fortunate to have a budget to buy food as well, and then find other ways of donating. And the grocery stores have been particularly generous with large donations of food, and they let us draw that down throughout the year. So we don't have to store it all right away, and we can sort of access it throughout the year. So that's a great support.
Now, what is your area? How big is your area?
So the Good Food Bank at the table covers the town of Perth, Tay Valley Township, and then Drummond, North Elmsley, sort of about to Port Elmsley, so halfway to Smiths Falls or so.
Okay, so if someone finds themselves in need of food, how do they go through that process?
So we have a variety of ways of accessing the food bank. People can come, and our main old way of accessing the food bank was to come in person, choose your groceries. We have a little sort of grocery store, mini grocery store set up. People can go down the aisles and pick what's best for them, and then take that home. Now, through the pandemic, we shifted to more deliveries as well as an option to pick up pre-packed boxes at the door. With either delivery or a pre-packed box, you can still sort of indicate your preferences and customize the groceries a bit. And people have really appreciated those two services. So we also have those options for folks. The in-person shopping right now is on Mondays, and then deliveries and pickups at the door are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We do ask people to call ahead and make arrangements to access the food bank, just so that we can spread folks out and make sure we have, you won't be waiting in line or anything like that. So best is to call us at 267-6428, area code 613. And yeah, just dial the food bank and make arrangements to come in and see us.
All right. Now, the day of Build a Mountain of Food, that is November 18th. Do you still need volunteers? How does that work out?
We're probably could use a few to fill in a few spots. I'm not coordinating the volunteers myself, so I don't know exactly how many we need. And we also have great collaboration from community partners to fill some of the volunteer slots. For sure, with moving stuff and sorting it, so we can always use a few more hands. And so you can call that same phone number, 613-267-6428, and leave a message for us, and we'll get back to you about volunteering on that day or anytime.
So often with Build a Mountain of Food, you see the same volunteers coming back every year because they know they want to do it. They sign up next year for this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's some folks that sort of their go-to at this time of year. They really like to help us out for that day, and we welcome that. It's great. It helps reduce the challenges of filling all those volunteer spots when you know you can rely on people. And I guess we really should also acknowledge Chris Craig and RCL Automotive and their volunteer efforts to really be the leads on this, and the other committee members that really make this all happen.
Absolutely. I know, Chris and his team, they've got about 6 weeks of going around to different food banks
it's
on
an amazing
Saturdays.
effort.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Now, the Table Community Food Center as well, too, you rely on volunteers all year round as well.
For sure, yeah. All of our programs pretty much run with a staff person leading and then supported by teams of volunteers. And we have about 150 volunteers that help us out over the course of a year. And so, yeah, we absolutely sort of constant intake, especially wintertime, people going away and things changing, then we're always looking to recruit a few new people.
Excellent. How do people do that?
Call, leave a message, we'll get back to you. Drop by the center and grab an application form. There's even a form on our website that you can fill out.
Perfect, perfect. So once again, Build a Mountain of Food is in Perth on November 18th. It's also in Lanark at the Civitan Club that day as well, too. But you've got it all day, 9 to 4 type?
Yeah, 9 to 4. And of course, there's always donation bins at the grocery stores as well if you happen to miss us that day. And really encourage people to drop by the center and say hello as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Ramsey Hart, the Executive Director of the Table Community Center. Build a Mountain of Food is in Perth on November 18th. Let's get out there and support our food bank.
Thank you very much, Kathy.